lot of farmers still believe something that isn't true anymore. They believe when they buy a tractor, they own it. But the truth is far more disturbing. Because in 2026, when you buy a modern tractor, you're not really buying a machine. You're buying permission to use software. And that permission can be taken away. For decades, tractors were simple, mechanical, honest machines. If something broke, you grabbed a wrench, opened the hood, and fixed it. Farmers rebuilt engines in their own shops, swapped parts, modified equipment. Machines worked for the farmer. But something changed, quietly, slowly. Manufacturers began turning tractors into rolling computers, sensors everywhere, electronic control units controlling everything, emission systems, digital fuel systems, transmission software, GPS guidance modules. And now, the machine that used to be a mechanical tool is controlled by software you don't have access to. Which means the rules changed, because when software runs the machine, the company controls the machine, and they don't want you touching it. Today, if a sensor fails on a modern tractor, the issue often isn't mechanical, it's digital. A single faulty sensor can trigger a fault code. That code can lock power output, limit engine performance, or even prevent the tractor from starting at all. And clearing that code? You can't do it, because the diagnostic software required to reset the system is locked behind dealer tools. In many cases, farmers can't even read the error codes on equipment they paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for. Imagine this scenario. You're planting. The weather window is tight. You have maybe 2 days before rain hits. Your tractor suddenly throws a fault code. Engine derates to 30% power. You shut it down, restart, same problem. You know exactly what the issue is. A simple sensor, $20 part. But the tractor won't run until the code is cleared, and the only people allowed to clear it are the dealer technicians. So you call the dealership. They say the technician is busy. Earliest service window? 3 days. Your crop window closes. Planting gets delayed. And suddenly that minor sensor issue costs thousands. Not because it was complicated, but because you weren't allowed to fix it. And this isn't rare. Modern tractors from major manufacturers can contain over 50 electronic control units, each one tied to proprietary software, each one requiring licensed diagnostic tools. Some dealership software packages cost $10,000 to $20,000 per year. Farmers aren't allowed to buy them. Independent mechanics aren't allowed to access them. Only the dealer network. And this is where the story gets uncomfortable. Because this system didn't happen by accident. It benefits someone. Massively. Think about it. If farmers can't repair their own machines, they must go through dealerships for diagnostics, for software resets, for firmware updates, for calibration. Every time. Dealership service rates today can exceed $150 to $200 per hour. Even basic diagnostic visits can cost hundreds before a wrench is even touched. Multiply that across millions of machines, and suddenly repair access becomes a multi-billion-dollar revenue stream. And manufacturers know something else farmers know too. Downtime is expensive. When a combine stops during harvest, every hour matters. When a planter stops during planting, every hour matters. That urgency forces farmers into the system because they can't wait. And here's where things reach the breaking point. In some cases, farmers discovered that even replacing perfectly functional parts could trigger software locks. A farmer installs a used component from another tractor. The machine refuses to recognize it. Why? Because the part hasn't been digitally paired with the tractor system, meaning the machine refuses to run until the dealer unlocks it, even though the part physically works. That's when farmers realized something shocking. The machine isn't just mechanical anymore. It's controlled, and the control isn't in their hands. That realization sparked what is now called the right to repair war. Farmers began pushing back, hard. They argued that if they paid $500,000 for a tractor, they should have the legal right to repair it, to access diagnostic software, to install their own parts, to fix their own machines. But manufacturers pushed back too. Their argument, software is intellectual property, Allowing access could compromise safety systems, emissions compliance, autonomous guidance technology. So the battle continues. But while the legal fight drags on, farmers started finding their own solutions, and one workaround became famous across the industry. It's called the Eastern Europe software loophole. Here's how it works. In some regions of the world, software restrictions on diagnostic tools are weaker. Independent programmers began creating diagnostic software that can communicate with modern tractors, not official dealer tools, but tools that can read fault codes, reset systems, unlock software locks. Farmers began quietly sharing this software across forums and private networks. Some imported diagnostic cables and laptops configured with these tools. Suddenly, farmers could do what they used to do again: clear codes, install parts, repair machines, without waiting days for a dealer technician. The system wasn't perfect, but it worked, and it spread fast. Because once one farmer learned it, he shared it with 10 more. But there's even a smarter strategy emerging among experienced farmers. They call it the pre-emission strategy. Instead of fighting software locks, they avoid them entirely. More and more farmers are holding on to older tractors built before the explosion of emissions electronics. Machines from the early 2000s, late 90s. Simple engines, minimal sensors, mechanical fuel systems. Machines that can still be repaired with tools instead of laptops. Some of these tractors are now selling more than they did when they were new, because reliability and repairability suddenly became priceless. The smartest operators now run a hybrid setup. One modern tractor for precision farming and GPS operations, and older mechanical machines for heavy work. Because when those machines break, they can fix them themselves. No software permissions, no locked systems, no waiting for a dealer. Just a wrench and a repair manual. And farmers who understand this shift are already adapting. They're learning new diagnostic tools, sharing repair knowledge, protecting older equipment. Because the future of farming equipment isn't just about horsepower, it's about control. And the farmers who keep control of their machines keep control of their farms. But tractors aren't the only machines quietly being locked down. The exact same thing is now happening with modern combine harvesters, and what manufacturers are doing inside those machines might be even worse.